Good morning everyone. Last class we discussed about unity and diversities in Indian society. How the differences in the Indian society have been affected on the Indian society, and in spite of having the differences we could find the unity among the people. That is what we discussed in the last class. And now in this class we are going to discuss about national integration. First of all, we discuss what is the meaning of national integration. So the meaning of national integration is national unity and a sense of belonging to the nation, where a person feels that he belongs to this particular nation. A sense of belongingness to one particular nation is called as national integration. So in this we can see it is regarded as, it is very important aspect in the society. In any nation, in any country, when we take here, national integration is one of the important aspect. If the person, if the people in that particular country, if they feel that they belong to this particular country, then the development is very easy in the nation. And also it is regarded as a part and parcel of the policy of any country. If the development of the country as well as for the any policies here in the country, this is very important. Integration is very important. Then we have many definitions here. From many scholars, they have given many definitions. But we have taken one definition, that is according to Benjamin. He says that national integration refers to the assimilation of the entire people to a common identity. It means where the Benjamin says that national integration, it is refers to the assimilation of the people, where the assimilation process takes place, fusion between the two groups. So it may be any type of groups. We have religious groups, linguistic groups, then regional groups, different diversities which we have. So in spite of having the differences, if there is an assimilation process between the people, then they follow some common things. So where we find the common identities among the people, that leads to the national integration in the society. That is the definition of Benjamin. Then we have some simple words, we have some definitions here, that is where a person feels feeling of togetherness and a sense of national unity and a sense of national belongingness. If it is developed among the people, that is called as national integration, where a person, if he feels that they are together in the society, they live together in spite of having the differences, if they feel that they can live together and the sense of national unity, they are united together in one particular nation, and a sense of national belongingness, they belong to this particular nation. If they develop these types of characters, then we could find the national integration in the society. So that is the meaning of national integration. Next one, the nature of national integration. So some of the points are very important in the national integration. That is, first one, people of a nation develop the sense of we feeling and a unified. A person having a feeling that we feeling. So here we feeling, when we say here, we belong to this particular nation. So we had to accept the policies as well as the what and all they have in this particular nation. If they accept those things, so that is called as we feeling, we belong to this particular nation. When the person feels that, that will lead to the national integration. And the second point is that the concept of loyalty supersedes all other types of affiliation and becomes prime objective. So here we can see that when a person, if he accepts the interest of the nation, if he accepts the rules and regulations of the nation, what is the nation's interest actually? Whether it is interested in the development, what type of development that is. If he accepts those things and if he leads the life according to that, then we can see that that will affect, in spite of all other things, this is the one of the prime objective, important objective of the national integration. Then the third one is that it does away with divisive force and disintegrating tendencies. So in this we could find that whatever the disturbance we have in the society to divide the nation, here we can see there are many different types of problems which the society is facing. So in spite of having these different forces forcing the society, forcing the people to divide in a different groups, in spite of that, if the people feel that okay, we had to follow these things, these are very important for the development of the nation as well as development of the person. If they feel like that and if they accept those things, then we can see that we can have a national integration in the society without any problems. Next, the fourth one is it covers entire fields of political, social, cultural and emotional aspects. So national integration, especially we can see that it concentrates on all these things. These are some of the very important aspects in the society, that is political, social, cultural and emotional aspects. When these aspects have been affected, so when in all these fields, if they have some common aspects here, common things to follow, so then we can see that the national integration in the society is very easy. The next one is that attainment of ideological goals such as secularism and democracy. Especially this is very important one, where we say that Indian society is a secular society, where we don't have any differences, all the religious groups are one. So where we don't have any differences between any religious groups or any communities in the society. But here we can see because of some problems we face different types of problems, communalism which we could find. But in spite of that we can see that if they feel that they are secular particular society and they had to follow some rules and regulations of this society, if the people feel like this, then we could find that secularism is national integration is very easy in the society. So these are the 5 main points in the nature of national integration. So these are some of the important ones. If we follow in this particular society, then national integration is easy in the society. Okay, next one is challenges to national integration. There are 4 different challenges which a nation is facing, that is communalism, regionalism, linguism and extremism and terrorism. So these are the 4 different types of challenges which a society is facing. So first one we will take a bit as a regionalism. What is regionalism? Regionalism means geographical differences in the society. So one place to another place we have our differences in the geographical areas. So here we could find regionalism means extreme loyalty or love to a particular region, where we have a extreme love towards one particular region, one particular geographical place, that is called as regionalism, and hatred towards other regions. So this will disturb the whole nation which we could find. And also we could find that regionalism, this has been disturbed the whole society, as well as we can see that it is very important here when we could find a person, if he moves from one place to another place, one part of the society to another part, it may be from the north to south, when a person moves, automatically we can see that he feels that he is an outsider in that particular place, where he does not know the language, as well as the place is different, the geographical area is different. So because of that he feels that he is an outsider in the particular place. So in this we could find that this will affect on the society, as well as regionalism. Here we can see that it has been in the desire of the people. Here we can see that it has promoted the regional interest of the people, where we can see that the separatism, when we see the whole nation, we can see that it is separated depend on the geographical areas which we could find in the Indian society. Then here we could find that the demand for the separate nation. So there is demands which we can see to make where we can see that regionalism has assumed 4 forms. That is, first one is the demand for a separate nation. So some of the states which we can see that some of the places they demanded for the separate nation. Depends on their culture, depends on their forms which we can see, they demanded, they want a separate nation. So here we could find Tamil community of Madras state, it has been asking for the separate nation, so that is called as a Dravidastan. So it wanted the separate nation. Then with that we can see Sikhs of Punjab, they also fought for the separate nation to make a separate nation, that is called as a Khalistan. Then after that we can see, even now we can see Jammu and Kashmir, they are asking for the liberation. Then after that, in some of the northeastern states, for example Manipur, Meghalaya, so in some of the northeast states they are asking for the separate nation. So with this we can see that there is a problem where we can see that they are asking the sovereign state, the different states which they want. So there is some problems, it is challenging the national integration. Then next one is, second one, demand for separate statehood. So this is also one of the problem in the states which we could find. First one is the nationwide, the problems which we could find. The second one is state problems which we can see. The states are asking the separate states which they want. That is, for example, we can see Vidarbha states in Maharashtra, then Telangana in Andhra Pradesh, then Bhojapur. So some of the places which we can say they are asking for the separate states. And Jharkhand movements which we have heard. So in this Jharkhand movement, they wanted the separate state of Jharkhand. They wanted to make a Jharkhand as a separate state. So when the movement has taken place, Jharkhand movement, so this was also one of the point which they kept and they fought for this. So this is also one of the problem which is challenging the national integration. So third one is the demand for full-fledged statehood. And this we can see some of the union territories, it's asking for the full-fledged statehood, where they want a separate state of their own. So that is, for example, Delhi which we can see, it's asking for the full-fledged statehood. Then the fourth one, interstate disputes, the problems between the two states for a different reasons which we can see, they have a problems here. So for example, Karnataka and Maharashtra and Punjab and Haryana with the different problems, they come with the different issues and they have a interstate problems. Then they especially we can see the one main problem is sharing of a river water. So this is one of the main problem where we can see that for example Narmada, Kaveri, Krishna, Bhima, etc. all these rivers which we can see, sharing of the water is one of the main problem. Then Kaveri dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu is one of the oldest dispute of the world. So even now we can see there is a problems with Kaveri, where we can see Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they have a Kaveri water problem which we could find. So this is called as one of the oldest dispute of the world. Then, so these are the four main forms which we can see. It is the challenging the national integration. So where we can see, so these main 4 points, it is causing the regionalism in the society. Then the second point, communalism. What is the meaning of communalism? Antagonism practiced by the members of one community against the people of other community or religion, where a one community people, they feel that they belong to this community and interest of that particular community, they do the work, and it may be against the community of the other group. So that is called as communalism. Hating the other community, hatred towards to other community or other religion is called as communalism. And because of this, we could find there are many different problems which the society is facing. And here we can see Bipin Chandra, he holds the national integration, and he talks about this and he says economy and polity which creates the problems in the society. So in the national integration of the society, economy and polity, which is creating the problems in the society, where we can see depends on this economy as well as the polity, which we can see because of many rules, different parties which come here, and because of the different economic status in the society, it is creating the problems in the society. And with that, we could find that upper class people, they concentrate on their power. They maintain their status quo in the society, and what they'll do, the people who are under them, so they are trying to make the groups among them, and here we can see this is causing the problems in the society. So because of this communities which we have, or because of the different religious groups which we have, where we are not ready to accept each other, where we are not ready to live with each other, so because of that we can see we have a problems in the society. This is disturbing the society here, and this is one of the challenges in the society, to accept all these problems, to accept the differences in the society, differences in the communities, differences in the religion, and make the people to come together. So communalism is also one of the challenge for the national integration. Third one, linguism. The meaning of linguism is one-sided love and admiration towards one's languages and hatred towards to others. So where we could find that people who speak in one particular language, we can see already in the diversities we discussed that there are more than 1652 dialects which the people speak in Indian society. So with this we can see we could find the differences in all the languages. So the people who speak in one particular language, so that is the mother tongue which we could find. So they have love towards that particular language and hatred towards to the other languages. This also will cause the problem in the society. Then because of this diversities which we have in the society, it is affecting on the national integration. And because the Indian society is having the many different languages, so it is called as a museum of languages. Indian society is called as museum of languages. Then here we could see that because of the differences in the society, sometimes we can see that even in the languages there is some violent movements which take place in the society. Some conflicts maybe, or some violent movements which take place in the Indian society. Then with that, especially in the border areas, we have bilingual languages which we can see. They speak in two different languages there. So borders here we can see, for example, Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, Kerala and Karnataka. Here we can see that Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So like this, when we take the examples here, in the borders, they speak in the two languages. So there we could see the conflict between the two languages also. So this language differences will affect on the society. So linguism is one of the challenge for the national integration. Okay, next one. Fourth one, extremism and terrorism. So what is extremism and terrorism? These two is also one of the problems which the society is facing. This is one of the challenges which we could find. So here extremism means to go to any extreme to fulfill their objectives. To fulfill their objectives, people go to any extreme. It may be they go to any extreme, like they can demolish anything, or they can go through any conflicts, or it may be through any ways which we can see that they are ready to satisfy their needs. That we call it as an extremism. And in Indian society, after the independence, we have some terrorism which is active in the society. The problems also we could face the society is having in the present society. Now we can see that especially terrorism is faced in some of the places like Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura, West Bengal. These are some of the problems in very long back which we could find. Then here we could find Professor Ram Ahuja. He gives the 4 different types of terrorism groups in the society. That is, first one is Khalistan in Punjab, then militant terrorist groups in Kashmir, then Naxalite groups, West Bengal, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, etc. Then Ulfa and Assam. So these are some of the terrorist can see mainly the intention of the terrorist group is bringing some fear in the minds of the human being. So because of that they are ready to demolish anything, they are ready to take the lives of the people. So because of this we can see many effects are going on in the society. And living this we have some more problems, some more challenges to the national integration, for example corruption, poverty, then unemployment, youth unrest, etc. are some of the problems which are challenging the national integration of the society. So these are the four main points, four main different points which we can say it is affecting on the challenges of national integration. So we could find the 4 points are regionalism, communalism, linguism and extremism and terrorism are the 4 main points which are affecting on the national integration. Next topic, measures to strengthen national integration. So here where we have the problems with national integration, where the society is facing many challenges with the national integration. Some solutions which they wanted for this. So that here we can see the Central Education Ministry has organized a committee for national integration in 1961. So this committee made a survey in the society and it recommended some of the suggestions which we could find. So the chairman was Sampurnananda. The chairman of this particular committee was Sampurnananda. He recommended some of the recommendations. Here we can see the suggestions were that first one, reorganization of the syllabi. They had to reorganize the syllabus in the primary, high school as well as the colleges and universities. Depends on the national integration. Some of the points should be added in this, so that it will affect on the children when they are teaching in the schools and the colleges. This was one of the recommendations. And the second one is that encouragement to extra co-curricular activities. So encourage the students for the co-curricular activities. So what are the different activities? Living the formal education what we have. All other activities what we can do to change the mindset of the people in the schools, especially the children, where we can change the mindset very easily. So where we can make them that think that all the people in the society they are equal, they are united. So to bring that mindset of the children. Here we could find that they recommended that to conduct the co-curricular activities in the schools. Next one is that improvement of textbooks, where they can improve this textbooks and add different things in the textbooks which we can see, so that where depends on the national integration, if they added some things in the textbooks, that will also affect on the students. Next one is that conducting community programs, that is mass praise, mass meetings, different speeches by the great leaders. So from them, if they are conducting some of the meetings, so for the meeting bringing the people from the different groups, and if they have a mass meetings or mass prayers here, if they speak about national integration, so that the large number of people will gather. So if they give the speeches about this, about the national integration, the challenges what the society is facing, if they face the challenges like this, how it will affect on the development of the society. If they give the speeches about these things, if the people have some knowledge about these things, then we could find the changes in the people of the society. So because of this, the recommendation was given by the Committee of National Integration. So this was accepted, and some changes we could see in the schools as well as some of the meetings have been organizing here and there, where we can see to change the mindset of the people. With this we can see, apart from these things, there are also not only the government has to take the important step to change the people here, and also educational institutions. Then we have mass media, then different cultural as well as the religious organizations and different types of associations which we have in the society. It is the responsibility of all these associations and the organizations to give some knowledge about the national integration and bring the people together, and where we could find that there are many problems, many disturbance which we could find in the society, to society. We have to concentrate on the development of the society. For that we have to work. So that if the people are united in the society, then think that they belong to this particular society, then the society will lead in a peaceful way. Okay, so we have today discussed about national integration of Indian society. Let us meet in the next class.